Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Unit 5.3 Notes, Day 1. Today we're going to be talking about dividing functions by using synthetic division. Our learning target today is to be able to simplify problems involving the division of functions. So, did you know that not all cubic polynomials can be factored by grouping? That's true. Another method that we are going to be discussing today is going to be synthetic division. So, says to perform the indicated operation. If f of x is x cubed plus x squared minus 34x plus 56 and g of x equals x plus 7, find f of x divided by g of x if g of x is a factor of f of x. So what they're telling me here is that when I break this guy down, one of the factors is x plus 7. So that means I can use synthetic division here. So when I'm doing synthetic division, the first thing that I'm going to write down are all the coefficients, okay? So the coefficient is 1, 1, negative 34, and 56. So I write down 1, 1, negative 34, and 56. Okay? And so then I'm going to divide it by, oh, we're going to come over here. I'm going to take the opposite of 7, and it's going to be a negative 7. Okay? So the first time I do this, it's going to look very weird. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the 1. Okay? And now I'm going to multiply. I'm going to take the negative 7 times 1, and I'm going to get negative 7. And then here, we're going to add the numbers. So 1 minus 7 equals negative 6. Okay, well now I'm going to take this negative 7 times negative 6, and it's a positive 42. So negative 34 plus 42 is a positive 8. Oh, I know, isn't this kind of silly? But don't worry, we're almost done. Okay? And then the last thing that I'm going to do, let's see, which color do I want to use? I can use my yellow. So now negative 7 times 8 is negative 56 in this last spot. 56 minus 56 is 0. And this guy right here is our remainder. Okay, so what we just did is we factored it out, and so it's going to be 1x squared minus 6x plus 8. Okay, now if we were to multiply that, we would be able to, if I take this and x plus 7, I would get exactly what we started with. Okay, so I know that first part was hard, and it's like, whoa, that's weird. So step 1, we did synthetic division. Okay, now step 2 is we're going to factor. Okay, so I have the x squared minus 6x plus 8, and I'm curious, can I factor that? So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to get to 8 and add to get to negative 6. Well, the factors of 8 are 2 and 4, and if they're both negative, this works, and if they're both negative here, this works. Our leading coefficient is 1, Okay, so we have x minus 2, x plus 4. Okay, so when I bring everything together, we have I know, the x squared minus 6x plus 8, which we just factored. So all together, I have x plus 7, x minus 2, and x plus 4, all divided by g of x, which is x plus 7. These guys cancel, and now I'm left with x minus 2 and x plus 4. And this is our final answer right here. Okay? So I know it's kind of tricky to start off with, but we can do this. Okay? So they tell us that what f of x is. They tell us what g of x is, and I know that I'm going to be dividing those two. And they said g of x is a factor. So I take the opposite of negative 2, which is positive 2. And then I'm looking at all of my coefficients. So I have a 1, a negative 10, and a positive 8. Okay, the first one, I just drop, and then I do 2 times 1, which gives us 2. Okay, 1 plus 2 is 3. And now I need to do 2 times 3, which is 6. And negative 10 plus 6 is negative 4. And the last one, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, which gives us a remainder of 0. So we have x squared plus 3x minus 4. Okay? So after I did step 1, I'm going to take the x squared plus 3x minus 4, and we're going to factor this. Oh, sorry. So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to get to negative 4 and add to get to positive 3. And that's going to be negative 1 and 4, negative 1 and 4. Since my leading coefficient is 1, I can do the shortcut. Now, this is my final answer right here, but if you want to see me put everything together, we have x minus 2, x minus 1, x plus 4 all on the top. That's f of x. And then we have x minus 2 on the bottom. The x minus 2 and x minus 2 cancel. So my final answer is x minus 1, x plus 4. Okay. Number 3. So we've got our f of x, then our g of x, and that's what I'm going to be dividing. Okay, and right here, g of x is a factor. So that's the part that tells me, hey, we're going to use synthetic division. Okay, so let's see if you can just set it up. Remember to take the opposite and to look at all the coefficients. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so I set it up with all of the coefficients. Remember, the first thing we do is to drop the first one, and then negative 5 times 1 gives us negative 5. 7 plus negative 5 is 2. And then I'm going to do negative 5 times 2. Negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10. 7 plus negative 10 is a negative 3. And then finally, negative 5 times negative 3 is a positive 15, and that gives us our remainder of 0. Okay, so this turns into 1x squared plus 2x minus 3. Okay, and then we're going to come off to the other side. X squared plus 2x minus 3. We're going to factor this. I'm looking for numbers that multiply to get to negative 3 and add to get to positive 2. The factors of 3 are just 1 and 3, except one of them's negative, and it's a negative 1. Okay, so our final answer is x minus 1, x plus 3. Okay, and that's it. Like, Mr. Grice, why is that the answer again? Well, here, I'll show you. So if we were to put the x plus 5, x minus 1, x plus 3, remember, because that's all of our f of x, and then the g of x is x plus 5. Remember that those two cancel, and this is what we're left with. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that x minus 1, x plus 3 is my final answer. Okay? All right, number 4. Okay? Let's see if you can set up and do the synthetic all on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten 5, negative 2, and negative 7, and that changes to a 5x squared minus 2x minus 7. And then we're going to come over to the other side over here where we've got just a little bit more room. And I'm going to factor this. So, oh, wrong color. So 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. I'm looking for numbers that multiply to negative 35 and add to negative 2. Yeah, 5 and 7. Now one of those has to be negative, and since my 2 is negative, it's the negative 7. Now this is the first time on this page where, sorry, yeah, our leading coefficient is not 1. So we're going to have to split the middle term and factor. Okay, so the GCF of 5x squared and 5x is a 5x. The 5x comes out front. When I divide everything, we get x plus 1. The GCF of the back is a negative 7. It's negative because my leading coefficient is negative. Negative divided by negatives, turn everything to a positive. So then we get x plus 1 and 5x minus 7. And remember, since the x plus 2's cancel, this is our final answer. All right, guys, well, that's it for the notes for Algebra 2, Unit 5.3, Day 1. Your homework is 5.3 practice. It's a combination of synthetic division, and then on the back is more review. Okay? Now, if you have any questions or need extra help, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. You know we would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off. Thanks for watching.